Hello, welcome to Sips of Hope, the space where we explore the power of now, the awakening of consciousness, and our connection to the universe. Imagine for a moment that you have in your hands the power to change not only your life, but the entire world. Sounds incredible, right? But what if I told you that you already have the power and you just need to awaken it? Today, we live in an unprecedented era where a single click we can talk to someone on the other side of the planet, learn any skills, or access thousands of years of knowledge. Technology has united us, but paradoxically, it also has separated us. Have you ever been in a family gathering where everyone is looking at their cell phone? Young people texting instead of calling their loved ones, perhaps when they need it more than ever. It's no coincidence. Which traded hugs for likes, big conversation for quick chats, and human warmth for cold screams. But this isn't a message against progress. On the contrary, it's an invitation to use technology without losing our essence. Because what's the point of being digitally connected if we feel lonelier than ever? Before, families ate dinner together, share stories, and look into each other's eyes. Today, many they eat in front of television or scrolling through social media. All this separation has created so many problems in our society, and perhaps one of the most important is the stress of modern life. Now we want to accomplish more in the shortest amount of time possible. No matter how long it takes, it looks like it's never enough. The pressure of our bosses, our family, and today's society don't allow us to find peace and tranquility. In one way or another, we are under the false belief that we are in constant competition. And if we don't excel above others, we're doomed to live in poverty and deep deprivation. Did you know in Harvard University, a study revealed that 62% of young people today feel lonely despite having a lot of friends on social media? Isn't that ironic? But here's the good news. You can break the cycle. How? But going back to basics. So instead of sending an emoji, give a real hug. Instead of spend a lot of time watching reels, call that friend that you haven't heard in a long time. Instead of living in autopilot, ask yourself, am I truly present in my life? Stop, put your phone away, and appreciate the beauty of life in this moment. Now is the only thing that matters. Many people today talk about the end of the world. The wars are increasing, and we are on the brink of the Third World War. Others speak of a looming great economic crisis. Climate change is creating many problems on the planet, and that we are on the brink of a global catastrophe. Others say that artificial intelligence will eliminate most people's jobs. But what if actually is the end of the way of thinking? It's true that we're being victims for many years, but thanks to the internet, more and more people are becoming aware that the well-being of our lives doesn't depend at all on the stock market, the government we live in, the economy, or what doctors tell us, or what is reported on the social media. Jesus said, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." And today that truth is clearer than ever. Change will not come from external savior, but from our own awakening. It's more than evident to me that what's coming is the new era of human consciousness, where each of us will live in a new understanding, where we will stop being victims of those through money, ignorance, and pressure try to push us to do things that we feel are wrong, and they are detrimental to our happiness, health, and planet Earth. I, like other people with the same level of consciousness, we are clear that something unusual is happening right now. We don't know exactly what it is, but we can feel it. Many religions speak of the so coming of the Savior, the Christ, Jehovah, etc., that come to judge humans and that will mark the end of the times. It's my conviction that that is not coming from the upside of a spiritual being from heaven, that instead will come from deep within us through the realization of the divinity that we have inside of us. That will be the expression of God from inside out. The great realization that we are all interconnected, that we are all one, and that everything we do, either good or bad, affects everyone in the entire universe. There is also a lot of talk about the new earth, like the process of ascension to go to the fifth dimension, and that we must be prepared. Otherwise, we're going to be trapped in the third dimension in a world of conflict, war, and inequalities like never before. But my vision of this is that the new earth already exists in your heart at the moment that you understood your place in the world. From the moment we committed to growth as spiritual beings, with the desire to become a better version of ourselves, because after all, that's what life is all about. Did you know that there is a movement called a slow movement that is growing in the recent years? This movement originated in the 80s. It's a philosophy of life based on living and put your full attention in the present moment, focusing the senses on what you're doing or contemplating at that precise moment. That's trying to enjoy every moment and dedicate its task the time necessary to do it well. Today, there has also been a boom in meditation and mindfulness, which demonstrate that inner peace doesn't depend on what happened outside, but on how we experience it from within. On the other hand, there has been an explosion of podcasts and interviews and the spiritual field with topics like channeling, psychic powers, near-death encounters, as well as out-of-body experiences, and everything related to quantum physics and the role that the mind plays in creating the reality in which we live, and our connection to the body and the influence that we have in parallel realities. All of this is no coincidence. It's a sign that humanity is remembering that we are not victims of the world, but we are creators on the world, and that our life have a great meaning. Your life has a very important reason why you're here. You have a talent that the world needs the most, especially in these times. Don't deny humanity your gift, your talents, because only you are capable of offering to the world. We need to return to that place where the neighbor, the person on the street, is not a stranger anymore. It's not one to be distrusted, but just another human being with a lot of fears, insecurities, and who deep down yearns to meet someone passionate, friendly, who can help him to increase their level of consciousness. We must learn to be authentic. Just be kind, smile sincerely, and don't expect anything in return. The other person will sense it. Maybe not immediately, but believe me, they will feel it in their soul. And then we can begin a new way of communicating effectively. Gandhi said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." And he was right. We don't need to wait for governments, economy, or technology to save us. Change starts today in your daily decisions. In that way, I can encourage you to disconnect, to reconnect. For example, one day a week, turn off your cell phone and enjoy nature. Practice gratitude. So before going to sleep, write down 3 good things that you experienced that day. Choose love over fear. When you feel anger, and just ask yourself, what would God do at this moment? In these times, everything indeed looks very great. and it looks like we're not going to make it. But remember, the human collective is the one who created all of this. For centuries, the human mind has been manipulated and conditioned by an evil that is being spreading all around the world. You must understand that all is the result of millions of human beings that have been indoctrinated to always think the worst, expect the worst, feel alone and hopeless. But all evil has its end because consciousness has risen to a point that we cannot be deceived anymore. We are experiencing right now the birth of a new consciousness. The world doesn't need more critics. It needs more creative critics of hope. People who, like you, choose to live from the heart. This isn't the end, it's the beginning. And you have a social or key role to play. That's why you decided to appear at this moment in time in history. The world expects that you contribute with your talents. Now I ask you, what seed of love are you planting today? Because when you change, the world changes with you. Every kind gesture you make every day has a transformative effect on others that you could never have imagined without realizing it. That your contribution transformed the entire world. Thank you for being part of Sips of Hope, and from now on, look forward to the life that awaits us with optimism. It's a great opportunity for transformation. Don't be carried away by fear or, or social or world events, because all of that will pass. But what you carry in your heart is untouchable and cannot be controlled without your permission. Remember, God lives in you. You are God in essence, and you have the potential to create a world full of happiness, peace, and love. That is our destiny. Thank you, and I will see you in the next videos. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.